grown.
Thank you. My name is Edmund Schlussel. I'm a member of the Sosialistinen Vaihtoehto, and I've only moved to Finland about 2 months ago, so I apologize for not speaking in Finnish right now. When I was living in America, I helped organize the Black Lives Matter protests in the city of Boston, Massachusetts. And America, as we all know, America is the biggest empire in the world right now. The place where the system of exploitation is most naked. The place where the violence against the oppressed is most visible. But empire takes many forms. They raise the question, well, what about Finland? They say there's no racism in Finland. They say that Finland's a former colony itself, a country of the oppressed. Well, I'll tell you, look into the fortunes of any of the old money families in Finland. Look into the fortunes of the families that have been rich for hundreds of years, and I promise you, you will find slave money.
Yep.
You will find profit from empire. You will find profit from the exploitation of Africa, from the mass murder and mass enslavement of millions of people. Look into the fortunes of the big agricultural families, the big landowners. You will find money from what we call enclosure, money from when the land of the Sami people was taken. Look into the fortunes of the industrialists and the brilliant engineers who run the country today. And you will find a fortune still based on exploitation, on division of people by nationality and by race, on division by continent and by creed. You will find that all wealth comes from the exploitation of people who do all the work by people who do nothing but exploit. That is the most visible kind of the empire, but it is also here among us. People have told me it's hard to get activists in this country into motion. It's hard to get big demonstrations. I remember in Boston we saw rallies of thousands of people. We could have stormed the State House one night. That's difficult here, but I'll tell you, when someone says to you, or when a voice in your head says to yourself that I can't organize a demonstration, it would be impolite. Or, I shouldn't speak out, it's not the way we do things here. I shouldn't make a fuss, I shouldn't stand up for my rights because it would draw too much attention to me. That is another kind of empire. We've talked about colonization of the body. That is colonization of the soul.
Yes.
That is the conquest of the mind of man by a ruling elite who care nothing about us.
That's right.
What we need more than anything is the unity of all the exploited. We must stand together in solidarity. I come as someone who is obviously not a black person, but as someone who recognizes that I can only be liberated, I can only become free when all of us are free.
Yes. There you go.
Yes.
What we must do is unite our movements. The movement against racism, the movement against xenophobia, the movement for feminism, the movement against the exploitation of workers everywhere into a single mass movement to change society, to take things into our hands and rebuild it in the interests of the many.
There you go. There you go.
I got an applause now, so I think I'll stop. Thank you very much in solidarity.
There you go. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thanks.